Winning with Clarity: How to Cut Through the Noise and Focus on What Matters. Written and published by Sonic Digest. Introduction: Finding Your True North. In a world that never pauses, where demands are endless and the buzz of distraction grows louder by the day, finding a sense of purpose can feel like navigating a maze without a map. We find ourselves pulled in a dozen directions, chasing after commitments that may not serve us, clouded by an overwhelming flood of choices and noise that dulls our sense of direction. It's easy to lose touch with what truly matters, with the elements of life that give depth and meaning to our days. This is the paradox of modern existence, surrounded by boundless opportunities, yet struggling to focus on what is essential. The pursuit of clarity is more than just a wish for simplicity. It's a shift in the way we approach life and decision-making. It requires stepping back from the noise, tuning into our deeper instincts, and rediscovering the voice that resonates with our core values. Clarity isn't a fleeting moment, but a guiding force, offering a roadmap that helps us discern what deserves our attention and energy. The strength to maintain clarity is not found in avoiding challenges, but in embracing the inner resolve that steadies us amidst the chaos. To truly find this clarity, it helps to cultivate an understanding of who we are at the most fundamental level, free from the societal pressures and external expectations that mold our choices. The search for clarity involves stripping away the excess and honing our focus to what aligns with our deeper aspirations. This process requires inner fortitude, the ability to pause and reflect, to listen to our thoughts without judgment, and to recognize when we are drifting off course. It's a skill that must be nurtured, with each experience offering an opportunity to deepen our awareness of what truly counts. True clarity transforms the way we interact with the world. It influences not just what we choose to do, but how we respond to what comes our way. Instead of being swept up in a rush of daily obligations, we learn to navigate through them with a sense of purpose, turning moments of uncertainty into opportunities for growth and refinement. It allows us to cultivate a way of thinking that's resilient, adaptable, and aligned with our principles. The journey to finding your true north is also a call to action, urging you to design a life that is coherent and intentional. It's about setting aside space for self-reflection, asking the tough questions that reveal your motivations, and being willing to take the path less traveled. This pursuit leads to discovering the sources of your energy and the areas where you find fulfillment, and it challenges you to take ownership of your choices. The true test is not in achieving this clarity once, but in maintaining it in the face of change, doubt, and distraction. This path calls for courage, the kind that pushes you to challenge the status quo and move beyond the comfortable, predictable choices. It involves embracing moments of discomfort, trusting in the process, and celebrating each step forward, no matter how small. Each decision rooted in clarity reinforces your ability to stay focused and stay true to yourself, transforming the chaotic noise into a harmonious symphony that supports your goals and values. Section 1. Unmasking the Clutter. In an age dominated by a relentless stream of information, the challenge lies not just in managing the influx, but in recognizing its impact on our ability to think clearly and make decisions. The constant buzz of notifications, the pull of endless emails, and the barrage of social media updates form an ever-present background hum that blurs our sense of focus. While these sources of noise are often dismissed as minor distractions, their cumulative effect can be profound, subtly shifting the way we prioritize our time and energy. The roots of clutter extend beyond the obvious distractions. They are embedded in our habits and expectations. There's a compulsive desire to stay informed and engaged, which feeds into a cycle of information gathering that rarely results in meaningful insights. It becomes a habit to reach for our devices the moment there's a pause, as if searching for a quick fix to an underlying restlessness. The true cost, however, is not just in lost time, it's in the mental fatigue that follows. When our attention is pulled in multiple directions, the mind struggles to settle, and what could have been a focused thought becomes fractured and diluted. In the midst of this, decision-making becomes a balancing act between urgency and importance. A mind weighed down by noise is quick to react, but slow to respond with intentionality. When overwhelmed by an avalanche of data, even simple choices become daunting. The noise dulls the clarity needed to assess what truly matters, leading to decisions that are driven by the immediate rather than the essential. Without awareness, we find ourselves swayed by the most compelling voice in the room, losing sight of our own goals and values. The hidden impact of this clutter extends into our emotional landscape. When the mind is overstimulated, it becomes prone to stress and anxiety, both of which are intensified by the sheer volume of incoming stimuli. The feeling of being perpetually on without moments of stillness fosters a sense of burnout. This chronic state of alertness means we become conditioned to a heightened state of vigilance, an adaptive response that, while initially protective, ultimately depletes our reserves. The noise doesn't just hinder our capacity to make decisions, it chips away at our resilience and well-being. Understanding the subtle ways in which noise shapes perception is key to breaking free from its grasp. It infiltrates not just the mind's activities, but also the very way we perceive reality. When surrounded by a flood of information, it's easy to become desensitized to what's truly important. Instead of processing ideas and experiences in their fullness, we skim the surface, making quick judgments based on fragments and half-truths. Over time, this creates a pattern where depth is sacrificed for speed, leading to a shallow, reactive approach to life. The noise also distorts our relationship with our environment and ourselves. The constant flood of external input creates a space where inner reflection is pushed aside, and moments of genuine thought become rare. This lack of introspection clouds our ability to understand our true desires, ambitions, and needs. We become more attuned to external validation, measuring our worth by the volume of messages, the frequency of interactions, or the number of updates we consume, rather than by the steadiness of our own inner voice. Recognizing the sources of clutter and their deeper impacts is the first step toward reclaiming clarity. It requires pausing to assess which influences enrich our lives and which deplete our energy. The act of conscious disengagement from non-essential noise becomes an act of self-respect and focus. It's about creating moments of silence to reconnect with the underlying needs that often go unheard. This process doesn't require erasing all noise, but discerning which parts serve us and which only cloud the path forward. As we refine our understanding, we start to see more clearly, making choices that align with deeper intentions rather than immediate impulses. Section 2. Shifting perspectives. In a world that exalts busyness as a marker of success, it becomes easy to mistake activity for achievement. The pace of life encourages a mindset where the measure of value is determined by how much is done rather than the quality or significance of those actions. However, this relentless pursuit of doing more can blur the lines between what truly matters and what is simply noise. It is essential to challenge the automatic assumption that being busy equates to being productive. True productivity lies not in the sheer volume of tasks completed, but in the intentional choices that align efforts with meaningful goals. To shift perspectives, one must first reflect on what busy truly means. It's often a cascade of obligations, tasks, and distractions that take up space without contributing to genuine progress. It can be easy to feel a sense of accomplishment from crossing items off a to-do list, but without a deeper connection to purpose, those items may simply be markers of motion without direction. By differentiating between the act of being busy and the act of being productive, a person can start to evaluate which activities are essential and which are superfluous. Disconnecting from non-essential pressures begins with creating space for conscious thought. This requires a commitment to identifying where external demands and internal fears lead us astray. Society reinforces the idea that constant availability and multitasking are badges of honor, but this approach often leads to burnout and diminished effectiveness. It's crucial to recognize the difference between tasks that propel forward a core mission and those that merely fill time. Setting boundaries becomes an act of prioritization, a commitment to redirecting attention and energy towards endeavors that contribute to one's deeper objectives. Strategies to disconnect are varied and personal, but they all share a common thread: the willingness to question what is truly necessary. This process can be as simple as scheduling regular breaks to clear the mind, practicing digital minimalism to resist the urge of constant updates, or saying no to commitments that don't align with one's core purpose. Recognizing that not every demand needs a response frees up precious cognitive resources, creating room for more significant and focused action. To create lasting change, it may be necessary to reassess one's relationship with tasks, seeing them not as an obligation to fulfill, but as opportunities to engage in what matters most. Intentionality is the anchor that transforms scattered efforts into meaningful progress. Living with intention means setting a clear direction and aligning actions with that vision. It is about moving from a reactive to a proactive approach, where the choice of focus isn't made at the moment of decision, but rather established beforehand. This practice turns each moment into an opportunity to reaffirm what's essential, pushing away the noise that vies for attention. Selective attention, on the other hand, reinforces this sense of intentionality. By consciously choosing where to direct focus, one can reduce the influence of distractions and increase productivity. It's not just about turning off notifications or decluttering the physical workspace. It's about cultivating the discipline to stay present with what matters. This practice deepens the ability to discern value and contributes to maintaining an unwavering sense of purpose. Over time, selective attention becomes a habit, one that turns focus into a skill rather than a fleeting state. To navigate a world filled with distractions, one must reframe the idea of productivity to include rest, reflection, and strategic pause. These moments don't indicate a lack of progress, but rather serve as necessary counterpoints that allow for sustained, effective action. As the mind learns to prioritize intention over impulse, the noise becomes easier to sift through, and the path toward clarity emerges more clearly. The practice of intentionality and selective attention nurtures an awareness that empowers decisions, leading to a more profound, purpose-driven way of working and living. Section 3. Crafting a vision that resonates. At the heart of a fulfilling life lies a clear and compelling vision. This vision goes beyond the abstract. It serves as the cornerstone of choices and actions that create a meaningful existence. The first step in building such a vision is identifying core values. These values act as an internal compass, pointing the way even when external circumstances grow chaotic. Whether it's integrity, growth, compassion, or freedom, recognizing these values allows one to assess whether current pursuits align with what truly matters. Once these values are defined, they become the thread that weaves together decisions, setting the stage for a life lived in alignment with purpose. The process of aligning life goals with core values is transformative. It requires a deep examination of where time, energy, and attention are currently directed. Are the daily activities contributing to the long-term vision, or are they merely occupying space? This honest assessment might reveal the need for adjustments that may initially feel uncomfortable but are necessary for realignment. When actions match values, there is a sense of authenticity that fuels resilience and determination. Decisions begin to feel less like obligations and more like expressions of one's true self. A vision that motivates has the power to energize not only the individual, but also those around them. It shifts the focus from external achievements and accolades to an inner drive rooted in personal fulfillment. It transforms ambition from being a race to a destination into a journey that offers fulfillment in the process. When the vision resonates deeply, it provides a source of strength during difficult times and serves as a reminder of why sacrifices are worthwhile. It's not just a matter of pursuing what's achievable, but what is essential and worthwhile, leading to choices that have a lasting impact. The clarity brought by a well-crafted vision also simplifies decision-making. In the face of many options and the pressure of various demands, it acts as a guiding principle that makes the path clearer. When faced with choices, one can ask, does this align with my vision? If the answer is yes, the decision feels easier and more natural. If it doesn't, the decision may involve more resistance or hesitation. This alignment minimizes the overwhelming feeling of needing to do everything, focusing energy on what truly matters. Simplified decisions free up mental space, leading to greater productivity and peace of mind. The power of a clear vision extends beyond just personal benefit. It influences the way we relate to others and engage with the world around us. When one is anchored in a vision that truly resonates, interactions are imbued with authenticity. The strength of this clarity can attract like-minded individuals who share similar values, fostering deeper connections and collaborations. Moreover, a vision that is both motivating and clear tends to inspire others to seek out their own path. It serves as a testament to what is possible when one's actions are in harmony with their beliefs. Each step toward manifesting this vision becomes a declaration of intention. Success is not measured solely by the results, but by the alignment of actions with beliefs. When challenges arise, they are not seen as setbacks, but as opportunities to reaffirm commitment to the vision. The process requires a level of self-awareness that moves beyond surface goals. It seeks out meaning in the seemingly small daily choices and emphasizes that the pursuit of what is truly important, not just convenient or popular, is where true progress lies. By focusing on what aligns with a well-defined vision, life's decisions become less daunting and more intentional. When one's choices reflect the deeper motivations and values that inspire them, life is not just lived, it is created with purpose. A vision that resonates doesn't just guide, it transforms, creating a foundation that stands firm amid life's inevitable changes. Section 4. The Art of Prioritization. Prioritization is the key that unlocks the path to meaningful accomplishments. It requires discernment and a willingness to focus on what holds genuine value, rather than being swept away by an endless tide of demands. The ability to filter tasks effectively hinges on understanding what truly matters in the grand scheme of one's life. This understanding starts with an honest assessment of activities and commitments, identifying those that align with core values and long-term aspirations. When the criteria for what deserves attention are clear, it becomes easier to create a roadmap that directs energy toward goals that will bring true satisfaction. The distinction between urgency and importance is fundamental to prioritization. Many tasks may seem critical because they demand immediate action, but their true impact can be minimal compared to activities that contribute significantly to long-term growth and well-being. It is easy to fall into the trap of responding to the loudest demands while neglecting the quiet but powerful goals that shape the future. Prioritization requires the strength to say no to the less significant in favor of the essential. The practice of asking, "Will this matter in 5 years?" helps to put the urgency of the moment into perspective, revealing the priorities that will withstand the test of time. Recognizing what contributes most to long-term fulfillment requires a shift from short-term gains to sustained progress. This can mean different things for different individuals. For some, it might be cultivating deeper relationships or pursuing passions that align with their innate talents. For others, it may involve dedicating time to self-care or personal growth that fuels resilience and innovation. Identifying these key activities allows a person to channel their energy more effectively, fostering a sense of purpose and reducing the feeling of being overwhelmed by competing demands. The result is a life less driven by external expectations and more shaped by an inner vision of what is fulfilling. The tools and practices for maintaining focus when life shifts are just as crucial as the initial prioritization. Life is inherently unpredictable, and unexpected changes can disrupt even the most thoughtfully laid plans. However, maintaining the ability to realign with core priorities during such shifts is what allows growth to continue. One of the most powerful practices for this is setting aside dedicated reflection time. By pausing and assessing where time and attention are being spent, individuals can recalibrate their actions to ensure they are still aligned with their most valued goals. This period of reflection can take the form of journaling, meditation, or simply stepping away from routine activities to evaluate one's current path. Embracing simplicity can be another powerful tool for prioritization. Streamlining daily routines and limiting commitments helps prevent the mind from being scattered across too many demands. The practice of decluttering not just physical space, but also the mental space, allows for a sharper focus on what is essential. This might mean saying no to certain invitations or projects that do not align with what matters most, even if it is uncomfortable. Learning to delegate effectively can also free up time and energy, enabling one to devote their efforts where they are most impactful. Technology and its constant advancements can often contribute to a sense of urgency and distraction. Setting boundaries around the use of digital tools and social media can help maintain focus. Allocating specific times for checking messages, emails, or engaging with non-essential online content can prevent these from hijacking the day. Limiting access and establishing periods of digital detox can create uninterrupted time for reflection and meaningful work. The practice of mindful prioritization extends to managing expectations and embracing imperfection. It is not always possible to achieve everything on the list, and accepting that reality can ease the pressure and prevent burnout. The key is being adaptable and compassionate with oneself while staying anchored in what brings genuine fulfillment. Regularly revisiting goals and tasks ensures they still align with one's evolving needs and gives the courage to make changes when necessary. Through these practices, prioritization transforms from a method of getting things done to a guiding principle that shapes a meaningful and balanced life. Section 5. Streamlining habits for maximum impact. Designing routines that reinforce clarity is essential for sustaining productivity and ensuring a sense of purpose throughout the day. Establishing a rhythm that aligns with personal goals and core values helps create an environment where focus thrives. Morning rituals can set the tone for the day, fostering a sense of control and intention from the moment the day begins. This can involve practices such as brief meditation, prioritizing the most important task of the day, or engaging in physical activity to boost energy and enhance mental clarity. Creating these consistent anchors amidst a busy day can help maintain a clear vision of one's priorities and make it easier to navigate any challenges that arise. Habits that promote mental sharpness and focus are cultivated through a blend of intentional actions and disciplined practices. One of the most effective strategies is the use of focused work periods, often referred to as deep work, a block of uninterrupted time dedicated to a specific task that requires undivided attention. During these periods, it is important to minimize distractions and create an environment that encourages concentration. This might include turning off notifications, setting boundaries with colleagues or family members, and ensuring the workspace is organized and conducive to focus. The more consistent these work periods become, the easier it will be to enter a state of flow where work feels effortless and ideas are processed with greater clarity. A significant aspect of streamlining habits is the incorporation of reflective practices that support continuous improvement. Taking time each evening to review the day, assess what was accomplished, and identify what could be refined helps keep actions aligned with broader goals. This practice nurtures a habit of awareness that allows for realignment and course correction. Journaling, for instance, is an effective tool for exploring successes and challenges, providing insights that can influence better habits and routines for the future. Reflection creates a feedback loop that sharpens focus and aligns actions with desired outcomes. Breaking free from time-sapping patterns requires identifying habits that are counterproductive and finding the courage to replace them with actions that are more aligned with long-term goals. A common time-sapping pattern is multitasking, which can appear productive but often leads to diminished quality and mental fatigue. Shifting to single-tasking, where attention is fully devoted to one activity at a time, can improve both the quality and speed of work. The discipline to say no to tasks that fall outside of primary goals also plays an important role. Establishing clear boundaries for what is accepted into one's schedule helps prevent unnecessary demands from taking over. Setting limits on activities that don't contribute to essential goals, like excessive social media use or endless checking of emails, can reclaim precious time. Instead, these moments can be replaced with activities that boost creativity and mental clarity, such as reading, engaging in hobbies, or spending time in nature. These activities not only provide a mental break, but can also spark inspiration and foster a refreshed perspective. Strategic scheduling is also key to optimizing daily routines. Allocating specific times for high-focus activities when energy and concentration levels are at their peak allows for deeper engagement and better performance. This may vary from person to person. Some find that their peak productivity occurs in the early morning, while others are most effective during mid-afternoon or evening hours. Understanding one's natural rhythms and planning tasks accordingly can enhance both efficiency and effectiveness. Additionally, cultivating the habit of setting clear, achievable goals for each day ensures that efforts are directed toward high-value activities. This can be done by defining what success looks like for the day and breaking down tasks into manageable steps. Celebrating these small wins along the way reinforces a positive momentum and makes it easier to tackle the more demanding aspects of the day. Adjusting these goals as needed keeps them relevant and prevents frustration from unrealistically high expectations. Practices such as simplifying decision-making can further streamline habits and save mental energy. With so many decisions made daily, from what to eat for breakfast to which meeting to prioritize, the cumulative effect can be draining. Automating certain choices, such as meal planning or dressing in a consistent style, can preserve decision-making energy for what truly matters. This allows mental space to remain dedicated to meaningful tasks and long-term goals. Over time, these routines solidify into habits that contribute to sustained clarity, better mental sharpness, and more productive use of time. They transform the day from a series of scattered moments into a coherent sequence that advances toward desired outcomes. Section 6. Guardrails for staying true to your course. Establishing boundaries that preserve focus is essential in maintaining a clear path toward your goals. These boundaries act as safeguards, ensuring that energy and attention are consistently directed toward what matters most. Crafting these limits requires an honest assessment of personal priorities, setting clear guidelines that protect your time and mental space. For instance, designating specific work hours and communicating those to colleagues and loved ones can help keep interruptions at bay. Similarly, creating a dedicated space for focused tasks minimizes the risk of being pulled away by non-essential matters. Boundaries need to be both firm and flexible. They should protect your work while allowing space for necessary adjustments. Recognizing and managing external influences that test clarity involves cultivating the awareness to distinguish between what is essential and what is merely noise. Life is full of competing demands that can shift focus and create doubt, ranging from unexpected requests at work to social obligations that don't align with your priorities. Being attuned to these influences requires a commitment to understanding your core purpose and remaining vigilant against distractions that erode progress. When pressure mounts and external voices try to redirect your energy, it becomes crucial to reaffirm your commitment to your vision and remind yourself of the reasons behind your choices. Practices such as journaling or daily reflection can help reinforce this self-awareness, enabling you to recognize subtle changes in direction and recalibrate as needed. The art of saying no with confidence is a powerful skill that protects time and preserves energy for high-priority pursuits. This skill is not about avoidance, but rather a deliberate decision to prioritize one's goals. Saying no can be challenging, particularly in cultures or environments where the pressure to be accommodating is strong. To communicate refusal effectively, it is essential to be clear and assertive, expressing your decision in a way that is both respectful and firm. Instead of apologizing excessively or giving lengthy justifications, it is more effective to state the reasons succinctly and offer alternative solutions when appropriate. By practicing this approach, saying no becomes an empowering act that helps maintain boundaries and reinforces the importance of staying aligned with one's path. Protecting focus also requires understanding the value of silence and solitude. Allocating time for uninterrupted periods without external stimulation helps recalibrate thoughts and reinforces clarity. Silence fosters an environment for deep thought and creativity, giving space for inner wisdom to emerge. This practice can range from setting aside time for meditation or simply ensuring there are moments in the day dedicated to quiet, reflective work. Through silence, the mind can sift through competing priorities, separating transient noise from the core intentions that drive success. While guarding against distractions is vital, so too is the ability to anticipate them and plan proactively. By anticipating challenges and creating contingency plans, you can maintain composure and avoid being derailed by unforeseen events. This foresight means recognizing the circumstances in which you are most vulnerable and developing strategies to manage these situations effectively. Whether it's creating an outline for handling unexpected requests or setting designated catch-up times to deal with smaller interruptions, Preparation ensures that external influences do not take over. Support systems play a crucial role in upholding boundaries. The people in your life, whether colleagues, friends, or family members, can either support or test your focus. Engaging with those who respect your priorities and understand your boundaries helps reinforce them in moments of pressure. Open communication about your goals and limits allows those around you to become allies in preserving your course. When external influences become overwhelming, reaching out to those who understand your path can provide encouragement and fresh perspectives. It is also important to periodically assess whether your boundaries and choices continue to serve you well. What once was an essential focus may need adjusting as you grow and evolve. Regular evaluations of your goals, daily habits, and external commitments can identify areas that require fine-tuning. This ongoing assessment empowers you to maintain a path that reflects your current aspirations while avoiding unnecessary detours. Embracing these guardrails requires a commitment to self-respect and resilience. It is not merely about saying no to others, but also learning to say yes to yourself. The courage to enforce boundaries, navigate external distractions, and confidently uphold your vision ensures that your energy remains directed toward what matters most. Section 7. The power of reflection and adjustment. Embracing moments of pause to reassess priorities is essential for sustained growth and progress. In the rush of daily responsibilities and the constant pressure to move forward, it's easy to lose sight of the original motivations that sparked your journey. Regular pauses offer a moment to step back, take stock, and evaluate the direction you're heading. These moments of reflection can be as simple as dedicating a few minutes each day to quiet contemplation or scheduling deeper reviews on a weekly or monthly basis. The key is to create a space where the noise of external demands subsides, allowing you to reconnect with your deeper goals and assess whether your actions align with your true purpose. These pauses create an opportunity to distinguish between reactive behavior and deliberate action. Often, we get caught in a cycle of responding to external stimuli without considering whether each response serves our overall objectives. By carving out time for mindful reflection, you can identify patterns of behavior that either move you forward or pull you away from your goals. This practice fosters an awareness that empowers you to make intentional choices, refining your course without feeling lost or defeated by setbacks. How to readjust your path without losing momentum lies in understanding the nature of change. Adjustments don't signify failure. Instead, they are markers of adaptability and wisdom. When reassessing, it's crucial to acknowledge what has been achieved and recognize what is no longer serving the greater vision. This might mean letting go of tasks or commitments that were once valuable but now divert energy from your core objectives. It could also mean exploring new avenues that align better with your evolving insights and aspirations. The process requires an open mind and the ability to remain flexible while holding fast to your long-term vision. One effective way to stay on course when making adjustments is to break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. This allows you to test changes without committing to an entire overhaul and provides a way to measure the impact of your adjustments incrementally. For instance, if you find that a certain approach to your work is less effective than anticipated, try introducing a slight modification and observing its outcomes. Small shifts can build confidence and show that you are capable of realigning without losing the forward momentum that drives progress. Reflecting on lessons learned to reinforce focus is a practice that strengthens resilience and sharpens clarity. The ability to extract value from both successes and challenges is crucial. When reflecting, focus on what the experience has taught you rather than dwelling on mistakes or celebrating achievements in isolation. Every experience holds a lesson that, when integrated, can enhance your ability to make wiser decisions in the future. This practice isn't about repeating what worked before, but about understanding why it worked and how to replicate the underlying principles. Engaging in this type of reflection means posing questions that probe deeper than surface-level thinking. Ask yourself, what decisions or actions brought me closer to my goals? What were the signals that guided my choices, and did I listen to them? When did I feel most aligned with my purpose, and what contributed to that sense of alignment? Answering these questions fosters a deeper awareness and helps identify practices that align with your values and long-term objectives. This reflective mindset acts as a compass that directs you when navigating new challenges and opportunities, ensuring that each step contributes to the larger journey. The power of adjusting without losing momentum also comes from the strength of community and shared experiences. While solitude in reflection is important, having trusted peers or mentors to discuss your thoughts with can provide fresh perspectives. Conversations with others who have navigated similar paths can illuminate blind spots and offer practical advice for realigning your course. Whether through formal mentorship, peer groups, or informal discussions, these interactions serve as a sounding board and encourage you to maintain your course while being open to constructive input. Mindfulness practices can also be an essential part of the reflection and adjustment process. Taking moments to clear your mind, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in quiet observation, allows for clarity to emerge. In this state of mindfulness, new ideas can surface, and clarity can be found even amidst chaos. These moments of stillness facilitate the ability to listen not just to external voices, but to the subtle inner nudges that guide your path. It is in these practices of pause, reassessment, and adaptation that true growth happens. Each moment of reflection adds a layer of strength, building a more resilient, adaptable approach to achieving what you seek. Conclusion: the journey of staying clear. Keeping clarity in the face of changing circumstances requires an unwavering commitment to the core values and goals that define your path. Life is inherently unpredictable, bringing with it challenges, detours, and moments of doubt. Staying clear means being anchored in your purpose while remaining flexible enough to adjust as needed. It is a practice of not just holding on to your vision, but navigating with the wisdom that comes from understanding what truly matters when faced with the unexpected. The ability to maintain clarity amidst change comes from consistent self-awareness and the courage to confront uncomfortable truths. When external circumstances shift, it is natural for priorities to feel unsettled. In such moments, a simple pause to reconnect with your foundational values can ground you. This involves recognizing what has been disrupted, identifying the aspects that remain constant, and deciding how to adapt your actions to preserve what's essential. It's not about resisting change, but leveraging it to strengthen your focus and refine your trajectory. Practical steps for ongoing self-checks and growth are vital to keeping clarity alive. Begin by setting aside regular intervals to assess your progress, such as weekly or monthly reflections. This practice should involve reviewing what went well, what challenges arose, and how your response aligned with your goals. Use this time to assess not just outcomes, but also your mindset and energy levels. These are powerful indicators of whether you are moving in alignment with your core values. Journaling, for instance, can help organize thoughts, highlight recurring themes, and illuminate subtle shifts in perspective that might otherwise go unnoticed. Embracing feedback, both from within and from trusted external sources, can provide invaluable insights. Constructive conversations with mentors, peers, or trusted friends can shed light on blind spots, challenge assumptions, and validate the direction you're heading. Feedback is not just a tool for correction, but a pathway to uncover deeper understandings of yourself and how you engage with the world. Additionally, creating rituals that reaffirm your commitment can help keep your purpose visible. These rituals don't need to be elaborate. They can be as simple as starting your day with a moment of reflection, using visual reminders of your goals, or creating a habit of celebrating small victories. These moments reinforce your dedication and ensure that you remain aware of your intentions, even when life demands more of your attention. Looking ahead, sustaining clarity is an evolving practice that adapts as you grow. The clarity you cultivate today may need to be adjusted tomorrow as new information, relationships, and insights emerge. This continuous practice involves being open to reinterpreting your path as needed while holding on to the essence of your purpose. Growth doesn't come from a static mindset. It comes from the willingness to evolve, learn, and shift your approach when necessary, all while staying anchored to the principles that guide you. The journey of maintaining clarity is less about finding a final destination and more about the commitment to navigate life with intention. With each decision, reflection, and adaptation, you build a resilient clarity that weathers the storms and adapts to the ever-changing landscape of life.